Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wyoming Knits YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lee and this is my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I've been knitting on over the past week. Today is Sunday, November 16th, and this is episode 115. You can find me on Instagram as Jenny Lee Knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as Jenny Lee S Knits. On Ravelry, I am also hosting a Scrappy Knit-along. The link is in the description box below. Head over and check that out after you finish watching today. We are doing a big end of the year prize and a Q4 prize, so go put your Scrappy projects in there. Today I'm coming to you from Southwest Wyoming, where I live with my husband, our daughter, and our little Yorkie Dax. It is currently 11:30 and about 50 degrees outside. It is sunny. It has been beautiful this past week. Our high school football team just went to the state playoffs and they took state against the other team that was also undefeated. So yay. Not really a big football person, but our high school took state this year. That's amazing for those boys. Let's start with some knitting. I don't have any finished objects this week. I have 2 half finished objects, but nothing all the way finished. So let's talk about works in progress. My first work in progress has been living in this bag. This is a bag I got from Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. Their Etsy shop will be linked in the description box below. They have yarn and some project bags. In this bag I have this beautiful blue skein of yarn, and this is by Blackbird Sycamore. And this is her color Inky. Can you hear the dog? He is downstairs. I got my door open today because I'm the only one here. There must be something outside. I do have the first sock finished. Ooh, I got fluff and hair all over. This is the Stack of Books pattern by Sock Witchery. Daxy. Maybe if I close the door he won't be as loud. So this is the Stack of Books pattern. I started with 64 stitches with a German twisted cast on. I cast on using a size 0 9-inch circular needle. I did 20 rounds of 2x2 rib, and then I went into the Stack of Books pattern. I did a slip stitch heel flap. This is a different heel than what is called for in the pattern. I just substitute the slip stitch heel flap from the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. And then I did the pattern on the top until I got down to the toe. And I have started the second one. I was still working on the cuff, the ribbing on the cuff last time, and I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 50 rounds. I put a stitch marker right here at the end of my cuff just so I could count from that point on. I usually don't do that with most of my socks because you can really see the line between the cuff and the leg, but on this one you go, it's a broken rib pattern, and so you go right into, and sometimes at night I can't see it as well, so I just put that in there to help me. Now he wants in. I'll let him in. So I'm going to do 70 rounds, so I've got 10, 20, 30, 40. So I've got about 30 more rounds to go before I put in the heel. And that is going to be a birthday present for my daughter's best friend's mom. So got that. Then the second half finished object I have is living in this bag. This is a Mountain State Stitches bag. She usually does some small updates and they sell out super, super fast. I'm using this Felicini from Knit Picks. Excuse me. It is Lemon Bar. And have finished the first sock. This kind of reminds me, right here, this section of the University of Wyoming, the brown and gold. But this is called Lemon Bar. These are going to be a pair of socks for my mother-in-law for Christmas. Her favorite color is yellow. So I also started out with 64 stitches on a German twisted cast on, with a German twisted cast on a size 0 9-inch circular needle. I did 20 rounds for the cuff, and then I started in on this stack of string of lights, the string of lights pattern. So I did that. I did a slip stitch heel flap. This is also a substitution from excuse me, from the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla socks. I think in this pattern there's like a garter, like 2 or 3 stitches of garter before you do the slip stitches. I haven't actually done that one. I just always substitute in this one because I'm like, oh, I'm at the heel, let's do this heel. So then it worked out really well that the stripes didn't really get interrupted between the heel flap and the striping sequence when you came back and picked up the gusset stitches. And then she wears a size 6, so I did not have to go too far for the foot. And I Kitchenered this morning. I learned my lesson from last time. It was bedtime and I was ready to Kitchener the toe, and I said, okay, time to go back in the bag. I'll finish that in the morning. And so that's what I did. This morning I got up, and while I was drinking my coffee, I Kitchenered the toe and cast on the second sock. I did 64 stitches with a German twisted cast on, size 0 9-inch circular needle, and I've done, I think, 12 rows in pattern. So I did the 20 rounds of 2x2 rib and about 12 rounds of the pattern. So I tried this morning to get it to start with the yellow again, and that was going to be too much to take off. I didn't want to. And then as I was casting on with this yellow, by the time I did the first, not even the first round of cast on stitches, I got about I cast on 64 usually, so I got about, I do 33 on the first part and 32 on the second one, and then knit 2 together. Actually purl 2 together, the first stitch and the last stitch. I purl those 2 together at the very top right here. I usually purl these 2 stitches together, and then it gets me back down to 64 stitches, and there's not as much as a V right there. And then when I weave it in, it blends right in, and it just looks like a circle. So I was about 20 stitches in on the back side, and I had already started to work with the brown yarn, and so I was like, that's not gonna work. And then I was like, if I do get them to match, they're going to be slightly, I'm sure they'll be slightly off, and then that will be weird. So I said, I'm not gonna get them to match, not even gonna try. We'll just start with the white on this one and go into the blue. Like this one started on the yellow and went into the brown. I said I'm going to do that, and then that way they absolutely do not match. It's not like, ooh, this is off just a half a stripe, or so they are off intentionally. And I think she'll love it. I've made her quite a few pairs of socks so far. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure these will be done before the end of November, because these are going to be her Christmas present. And then I have to start my mom's and my 2 sister-in-laws. And the next thing I worked on is in this Kate's Randomness bag. I want to say Kate's, but I think it's Katie's. Yes, Katie's, K-A-T-I-E-S, Katie's Randomness bag. It's got the cute pocket in the front. You can hear my stitch markers rolling around in my little, what is this called? My little tin. I put all of my stitch markers in a little tin. And I usually put a darning needle and a progress keeper and a second couple of these for beginning of the round. And then that way I can just grab one of these, throw it in my bag. I can do hats, I can do socks, I can do mittens with just one of these in the bottom of my bag. This project has some yarn from Ridiculous Hand-Dyed Yarn. I will link her Etsy shop in the description box below. All the yarns and all the patterns I use should be linked in the description box. And this one is Witch's Brew, and I am making the Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague. And here's the color. This is a beautiful Halloween color, but I like purple, I like green, I like pinks. So this is what it looks like so far. I think it's getting a little blown out. It's a little bit darker than this in real life. I love how it's just kind of mixing all together. There's some stripes, some blotches. And let's see, I was right here last time. I've done not much. This is my, I work on this while I'm editing. I work on this at night when it's like, well, my bedtime's 9 o'clock. And so we go to bed at 9. And sometimes at like 8 o'clock, my brain is like super overloaded. I can't count. I can't make myself count far enough to switch stitches. And so I just pull this out and stop and just zone out on whatever is on the TV and move my hands, and I can get a few more rounds in on this hat, and I don't have to think about anything. That's what I love about these hats. I'm doing the adult small with the 8 stitches per inch gauge. Had to think about that for a second. I don't know. So I have, let's see, let's weigh this. Got my scale. I'm down to about 55 grams left in here, so I've done almost half. So I'm about halfway there. I'll keep working on this just every once in a while and hopefully get it done before the end of the year when it starts getting cold. We've been looking at the forecast, and usually at the end of the week it says, oh, it's gonna snow, it's gonna get cold, these are the warmest days, it's gonna get colder, it's gonna get colder. And then by like Wednesday, Thursday, we look at the weather again and it's like, oh, just kidding, it's not gonna snow, it's going to stay warm, it'll snow later. And then you look again, but inevitably it will get cold and snow. I am so happy for the warm weather right now. I'm not ready for snow yet. I still want it to be kind of warm because I don't like going out into the cold. So let's talk about my next work in progress. This is a Sassy Sacks. She also has an Etsy shop, and you guys have seen this multiple times. I am using Blackbird Sycamore yarn again, and this is the color Mocha Mars. This is the 2025 colorway for the yarn in the tail. I think you can only get it at the Yarn in the Tail in Rock Springs. And then I am using some Drops Kid Silk Mohair. And this is the color 18, but I'm pretty sure the website said Apple. I'm pretty sure I got this on Walmart, no, Amazon. So I'm holding those together and I'm making the garden cardigan. Let's see. I finished a sleeve. All the way finished with one sleeve. It's got the lace panel all the way down the sleeve. And then you do ribbing for 2.5 inches. I did a tubular bind off. I did the setup rows and everything. So it's not, I think I bound off a little too tight, but my hand fits nicely in there. It's not too tight trying to get your hand in there. So that is done. Let me grab my hanger. We can hang this so you can kind of see the structure. There we go. The collar is already finished. You work the collar the same time you do the body. Last time I was almost ready to bind off. I had a few more rounds to go. I also did the tubular bind off on this one. Can you see it? I did the setup rows also. This has a double knit for 3 stitches. So it's got a nice clean edge. It's got this fun overlap in the back to help it stay on your shoulders. And I have picked up the stitches for the second sleeve. I've done 3 rounds on the second sleeve. So this could be finished next weekend. I am so excited to finish this. I wonder if I could finish it and get it blocked before next weekend. I think I could. If I worked on it today and tomorrow, and maybe Tuesday, then I could block it on Wednesday. It is supposed to have an inside pocket that you do last. You just make like a stockinette stitch panel and sew it down. I think that would be fun to put on the inside. So we'll see how far I can get on that one. Hopefully I can get it finished. And then the last thing, oh, this is the Garden Cardigan by Anka Strick. And she has another cardigan that is, I think, stockinette, that I think I might want to try. Then I have my tote with all my purple yarn, and I am still working on my, let's see what is happening. Hearthside Cardigan by Wool and Pine. I think, what is going on? I'm all tangled. So I have switched colors. I did my first round of color switch. They actually came pretty close together. So I did I switched out the purple for a similar purple. It's just a little bit darker. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. Can I get my hand in there where you can see the 2 purples? Yeah, you can kind of see that. Maybe not. One of those is darker. Then a couple rounds later, I ran out of the light purple, and I picked up, where did it go? This one. And so it had kind of some of that lighter purple in there with some darker brown and purples in there. So I'm holding this one in the back, and I'm holding these 2 together in the back right now. This is a super, super dark eggplant purple that I used in my, ooh, it was my Tiffany one, the stripy one. I can't remember what that was called. Uh-oh, the doggy wants out. Pause, please. Okay, he's out. Let's get this back. So I have this. Let's show you the yarns I'm using. Okay, using these 4 right now. So these, these 2 in the back and these 2 in the front right now. And then I'll switch this one again. But I'm pretty excited about this. I think I need 1 more inch for my size before I pick up stitches in the front and go down long enough over here and long enough over here, and then I haven't read this far into the pattern recently, so I think you do the front panel, connect the two fronts with the back, and then knit back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it's long enough, and then you do a garter hem, and then you come back and pick up sleeves, and then you do a garter shawl collar. So super excited about this. A couple of nights ago I was working and I was on the back side, and I noticed that one of my knit columns, forgot the word for a second, thank you perimenopause, one of my knit columns had a purl bump in there, and so I tinked back one row, and then I was able to drop down one stitch. I can't drop down more than one stitch at this point, but I was able to drop down one stitch so I didn't have to tink back 4 rounds, because you for brioche you start here in the front and you do all your knit stitches in the front, then you do all your purl stitches in the front, then you turn and you do all your purl stitches in the back, which are now knit stitches. No, you do all your purl stitches with your front color, and then you do all your knit stitches with your back color. So that's 4 rows to do 2 rows. So I did not want to tink back 4 whole rows to fix that. So I will keep every couple of rows I look back and make sure, okay, I have all my knit columns on this side, they all look okay. I have all of my knit columns on this side, they all look okay. Okay, we're gonna do the next round. And just so I don't get the one stitch clear up here that was wrong, that I'm gonna leave, because I'm not tinking back that far in brioche, and I'm not dropping back down that far in brioche at this point in my life, because I don't know how, and I would rather have one messed up stitch than 58 messed up stitches. So I'm so excited. Like every night I just want to work on this, but that night that I did have to tink back, after that I put it down and I was like, nope, time for the Musselburgh, because apparently your brain is not ready for that tonight. So I picked up that afterwards and did my Musselburgh for about 20-30 minutes before it was bedtime. I think that's everything I worked on this week. I only had 5 things I worked on this week, because I really want to get as far as I can on this to get it finished. I think once I finish this, I will cast on my daughter's Hearthside cardigan. I already have the bag with the yarn all caked up, ready to go downstairs next to my chair. It is ready to go. I haven't picked up my doppio in a while because I gotta pick up the sleeve stitches, because I'm not done with the hem and I want to do the sleeves first before I finish the hem, because I have a feeling I'm gonna have to tink back and make it a little more cropped than I wanted to, because I don't have any more yarn. I only had the 2 skeins of the mohair and I don't have any more. I guess I could look on the website and see if there was any more. The dye lots will not match because I don't know how long ago the other 2 skeins were purchased, so I'm just gonna go with what I got for right now. I do have some mail right over here, so let's talk about stash enhancements. I got my Mama Jess knits. Check out these cute little stickers. I put a sticky note covering our addresses on here, and I have my yarn. So this has, oh, no, just flashed my address on that. That's my packing slip. And then I've got the yarn on top, some goodies on the bottom. I'm not gonna open, I'm not gonna take anything out yet. This tells you number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Open this on, let's see, November 30th. Oh, I get to open it on my birthday. And then December 7th, December 14th, and December 21st. I love that she put number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and the date to open those. I probably would have waited until the 2nd week, like the 7th, to open this one if she wouldn't have done that. But then all of the other stuff is on the bottom. I will show you the other stuff as we start opening these. I do have plans for December. I think I'm gonna do Vlogmas, I think, but it won't be like a vlog of my day. I think I'm gonna do Happy Little Yarn style and just come up here, show you my yarn, talk about what happened throughout the day, and then show you each of the minis as I open them. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. I think that's what's gonna work best for me and my schedule. I am a 1st grade teacher, and so I go to work at 7 in the morning. I get home at about 4. I have to make dinner, and we have our Christmas program. We have parent-teacher conference week during December, and so just to make it a little bit easier on myself, I think I am going to do just talking head kind of vlog style, Vlogmas. I did order some things on Knit Picks when they had their $2, $4, $6 sale. I have been watching the Cozy Up Knits channel, and they are doing the Traveler with the crew neck, so like a sweatshirt style instead of the hoodie. I think Katie just finished hers, and she did it in the city, pretty sure she did it in city tweed. It calls for a sport weight yarn. This is a DK. She did hers in the city tweed in like a gray color. And Knit Picks had their Heatherly Sport. The tag got turned around on this one. Let's see if I can. Ugh. There we go. The Heatherly Sport. Nope, that's upside down. There we go. And this is a sport weight. It's an 80-20. So 80% acrylic, 20% merino. It does say hand dry. Hand wash, dry flat. Hand dry. Where did that come from? So it is a sport weight. I got 4 skeins of the lilac. I checked my size on Ravelry for the Traveler crew, and I think this will be enough. I got the lilac color for me, and then I got this one. This one is Sweet Bing. And I'm going to do this one for my daughter. She might decide she wants a purple, and I'll keep this one for myself. We're about the same size. Sometimes I like to go up one size from what I knit her. So I got 4 of these also. And then I got some City Tweed. This is the DK weight, 50 grams, 123 yards. This color is Snowshoe. It's kind of like a brown, like a light tan taupe brown. And I want to do the, what is it called? From Mishi Fraz Knits. Hopefully I'll put up a picture right here. She calls for worsted weight, but she said you could do it with a DK if you could get the same gauge. And so I got 10 of the 50 gram skeins, so 500 grams. So that's like 5 regular 100 gram skeins. And it's also a cardigan, but she has a pullover and a cardigan. Is it anacorda cardigan? Or is that the anacorda pullover? It is a broken rib sweater and a broken rib cardigan. And so she did hers in like a pink with like some colorful tweed in there. And so I thought this one would be nice for that. And then I could pretty much wear it with anything, over any t-shirt, long sleeve shirt I had. So I'm going to do that. And so I got that all on sale, those 10 City Tweed and 8 Heatherly, 4 of each. I got all of that for less than $100. So I thought that was pretty good for my yarn budget this year. And that came in. I have yarn over here that I have sweaters quantities of, that I already have plans for some of it I don't. And I have patterns that I want to do and sweaters that I want to knit, but I got to get everything done first. I want to knit some more socks. I think next year I'm going to have a goal of working through my, let's see, right here is all of my Mama Jess and my Yarnberry yarn. It's getting pretty full. And this one is slowly going down. This is my Yarnable, and that's also getting pretty full. I think I'm going to make a goal next year to do 1 sock set a month of my Mama Jess Knits stuff. And then with the leftovers, I'll take and put that in a blanket. Next year, starting in January, I think I'm going to do 1 pair of socks from my Mama Jess Knits yarn and see if I could work through that stash and also work through some of my sweater quantities. All these designers need to stop putting out new sweaters because I got all the other sweaters I want to do. This one was, ooh, that's pretty. Bought it, cast on, I think in the span of about 2 hours. That's pretty. Let's cast that on. Bought it, grabbed my yarn, because it did say use scraps, and I was like, oh, I have a whole thing of purple scraps I'm gonna do. So I want to do all the things, but I don't have all the time. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for leaving a comment today. Let me know what you're working on, or what your favorite project this week that I showed was. Maybe what your plans are going into Christmas. Are you going to be watching Vlogmas? Are you making a Vlogmas? Leave me a cute little Christmas tree emoji. Is there a Christmas tree one, or is it just an evergreen? There might be a Christmas tree. Leave me a Christmas tree emoji or the evergreen emoji, and I will see you next week.